Hey everyone, and welcome to my pottery mold adventure. My name is Amber, and today's mold has me just absolutely giddy on every level. I'm really not joking when I say that when I found this mold at the mold sale, I grabbed it immediately and kind of hid it to make sure nobody else took it, because creating pieces that are not only usable but a beautiful shape is exactly what my heart desires, and honestly has been like a dream of mine for as long as I can remember. I've always wanted to create things that I use in my house and just make my whole home a true haven of handmade things. So before I could get going, I actually had my son dump in some more slip into my bucket because it was running low. So after all the cleaning and the slip work was done, it was finally time to fill the mold. So if you haven't been able to tell yet or guess, this is a small casserole dish. It's the perfect size for side dishes and just like everyday use, but also could be made so special for different holidays. I had my son help me dump it out. I had recently had a surgery, and he was just such a great helper in the studio when I was itching to make things. The next day, it was time to take it out of the mold, and I cannot even tell you how excited I was for this moment. Creating a casserole dish is everything I've ever dreamed of. And I know that sounds maybe silly or dramatic, but I have always been a really big collector of vintage and pretty dishes, oftentimes whimsical dishes. I used to have such a big collection. I would go to the thrift stores all the time looking for the silliest and most unnecessary dishes a person could dream of. And over the years, I got rid of them. And I really regret it because I had quite the collection and I loved it so much. I loved all of my silly dishes. You know, in the end, I always dream of creating a home filled with things that I made and truly making my home a haven of handmade things. And I can't think of anything better than homemade dishes that I can actually use in the oven. Like I'm so excited.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't it neat?
Yeah.
I'm like really excited about it because I can have like we can like cook things in the oven with it.
That's cool.
I know. I wasn't 100% sure where I was supposed to cut off this little lid because I wanted to make sure that everything fit perfectly. So of course I needed to cut off that pour spout, but I was just so kind of just like timid with it because I just think in my brain it was such a precious thing and I didn't want to mess up my very first one. So I trimmed off that pour spout and got it all cleaned up until it fit nice and perfectly. And it's kind of nice because the lid kind of sits on a little ridge around the edge and you're able to kind of like squish the clay in a little bit to make it fit just perfectly if you need to, which is one of the most beautiful things about using molds. So after the bisque fire, I was ready to start glazing right away. So fast, in fact, that I forgot to record the beginning of my glazing process, as well as taking my bisqueware out of the kiln. But I decided to do like a really fun inside and then a really plain outside. So I used this like periwinkle blue color for the outside of my casserole dish entirely. And I let the inside be what really was the main event of this project, which was really fun. And I think it's just like a really unexpected pop of joy whenever you're eating something, especially if you have a visitor and they don't know what your casserole dish looks like that's just so much fun. Or if you're going to like an event, a potluck, and you have to bring something, decorating just the inside is just such a little piece of happiness. Okay, so I have finished doing the outer layer of my little casserole dish, and then I painted the inside with this mustardy yellow color and some flowers. So these are obviously darker because they're still drying, and these dried because I did it last night. So I think I've decided that I'm actually going to keep decorating the inside, and it'll look like this when it's fired. This is a mug I made recently and I just love it so much. And then the inside is that color. So that's what it's gonna look like when it's all finished. It's gonna be beautiful. So I think I'm just going to like keep going. I might put like little leaves on these flowers, which obviously these are like way smaller than these, which I did not do that on purpose. So whoops, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna be cute either way. So I think I might do stars because I feel like stars is kind of my thing. And then I might do a couple of my bigger flowers, which is kind of like this right here. That's kind of like my flower that I make on everything. So I think I might kind of channel this and this because this is like the color of the background. And then this is like the flowers. So yeah, let's do it.
Take your time, fall in line someday. It's hard to win, hard to pin one day. I look out for you to soothe away the blues in your eyes. Take a stand, move your hand someday.
When I pulled the casserole dish out of the kiln from its glaze fire, it was instant love. So here it is. Here's the finished project, and you'll have to let me know what you think. I think it's the perfect shape for a casserole dish. I definitely would want to look for more pieces like this for my collection. So next mold hunt, it's definitely going to be something that is very high on my agenda to find more pieces like this. Let me know what y'all think. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see y'all again next week. Bye. Here's a little sneaky look at my collection of dishes from 2014. So this ranged from anthropology dishes to things I found in stores, thrift stores, yard sales, anything you can think of. I got my hands on them. I loved the whimsicalness, and I loved using these dishes, eating on them, serving with them, and now I'm making them myself, and it just makes me so happy.